Crack is an epidemic in the United States. Cities of all sizes are falling prey to its devastation. The events you are about to see were filmed in Palm Beach County, Florida, over a period of 8 weeks. What is happening in this county is taking place all across America.
What's going on here is happening every other place in the U.S. of A. We got some serious problems ahead of us. It's almost like our country's under siege.
Get out of the ground! Here we go! On the ground!
20s, 50s.
I don't know how half the kids manage to stay out of this stuff. It's just everywhere.
Each one of those is what? $20 pieces?
Yeah, those are $20 pieces right there.
Probably around, say, 100 of them in there, approximately. That's a good roll.
It's just like, getting cookies at a store. You can go anywhere and get it.
Palm Beach County, Florida. Safe haven for retirees. Resort town. A place free of the crime and violence of the big cities. Until the arrival of crack. This crack house is being destroyed by order of the city of West Palm Beach. No sooner is one torn down than another takes its place. Since crack hit, juvenile assaults are up 50%. Juvenile armed robberies are up 600%. 6 in 10 crimes are now crack-related.
Not 2 years ago, all the houses were, the ones that were used as rental property, they were productive, and all these single-family homes were filled, the yards were taken care of, and now what's happened to people that had a chance to move out have moved out and basically abandoned the places. And like I say, there's some people still fighting to keep their homes nice here, but it's, as you can see, it's pretty much a losing battle. In the past year and a half, I've seen whole neighborhoods do what I'll call disappear. I probably get 5 to 10 calls a day about crack houses where they sell crack. Some of the houses they sell it, you leave with it. Some of them they let you inside to smoke the stuff. It just spread so rapidly. It's not the 5 or 6 locations anymore. Now it's anywhere in the city. We have residential neighborhoods that were relatively unaffected with the heroin, marijuana, and the powdered cocaine problem. And on any corner of any of those blocks, you can probably buy crack now. There's people on the corners that flag it down. They stop in their car on the way to work and buy it like you're driving through a McDonald's, for a sandwich at lunchtime.
It's a go.
Just through, right there on the ground. You see it?
This is a Sheriff's Department undercover operation to arrest crack buyers.
Out of the car! You're under arrest. Are you set up a position now? Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah, let's have a count of where the chase cars are and how many we got out here. Okay. 4 contacts, 1 is covered.
This undercover agent is posing as a crack dealer.
Okay, we got a 2-tone brown 2-door facing westbound 23. All right. 2 white male occupants dealing with the passenger. It's a go. Take him, move in. Take the passenger, get the passenger, come on. 2-3, move in. Take him, move in. Go ahead, get him. Vehicle is westbound. 2-3, where are you? Move in. Take him, for the driver, get the driver. the cops, all right? That's why you ran. You thought we were going to rip you off. Corner that way doesn't go to one.
There we go.
That vehicle's heading eastbound 23. It's a white female. It's a go. It's a go. It's a go.
These buyers are coming from all kinds of walks of life. Professionals, lawyers, doctors, firemen. And you say, God, what does this drug do?
For what, sir? I did not purchase any cocaine.
Well, good. Tell that to your defense attorney, okay? Right now, you're under arrest. Hands cooperate. Two people you just bought from the police.
Sir, I didn't buy anything.
Okay, good. Tell that to your defense.
You don't have to tie that so tight.
Well, I understand. You're under arrest. It's not supposed to be fun.
Here's a perfect example of bullshit. You get a white middle-class woman driving a brand new expensive vehicle, totally denying the fact that she was in this neighborhood buying dope. And you've got 15, 20 witnesses watching her do it.
She said, give me a 20, and I gave it to her, and she said, here's 18 bucks.
You handed her one of them rocks?
Yeah.
Which one? You handed the big slab?
Yeah, one of these big slabs.
And she handed you 18 bucks?
She said, here's 18.
You said thank you, and she drove off.
That was it.
Oh, well. Can I ask you a question? Why are you giving discounts? Why are we selling $20 rocks for $18?
I'm easy to get along with. I work with you. Easiest financing in town.
Right there. Hold your hand behind your back. Go the rock. These neighborhoods are attracting all types of felonious type people, you know, from the burglar to the pocketbook snatcher at the mall to the armed robber, because they all have got a common link here, and the common denominator is crack cocaine. She's holding right there. They're holding. They're your street sellers. If I come back and see you out here, you're going to go to jail, and you know what for.
Can't be for selling cocaine.
You know what for. The traditional prostitute was always a gal from the lower social economic strata of society. What we're finding out with this crack cocaine is that nobody's exempt from that. We find a lot of girls from well-to-do white middle-class families. We had a girl that we arrested one night. Her father was a very wealthy attorney, but they just got hooked on the dope, and all their motivation is set for getting crack cocaine.
As crack sweeps across America, the hardest hit are the young. In Palm Beach County, many fear we're losing a generation to this drug.
When I realized that there was something radically wrong was right after Thanksgiving. Up until that time, she'd been a normal, everyday, ordinary kid. And with crack, it's so addictive. In 1 month's time, my child became a total stranger. It's so addictive.
You know, how am I going to change? Something's got to change me sooner or later. I'm stuck. I mean, is this what my life is, smoking rocks? I mean, I've only been on it 2 months. Is there any way I can stop, you know? I mean, it's taking over me so fast. I mean, I can imagine, like, I would think so far ahead, you know, like a year. Think, you know, what's going to happen?
All of a sudden, she didn't get up and go to classes. She didn't get up and go to work. And I'm talking about a span of time of 1 month.
You can't have a job and smoke this, you know. I quit 2 jobs already, quit school, you know, within 2 months. I mean, it's really rough. I mean, it doesn't mess around, you know, it really gets you.
You do all the right things. You bring them up like they should be brought up. And still, that's not enough. That does not protect you from it.
I would sit in front of the mirror and, like, smoke it and think, what are you doing? And I would just get real scared, and I'd try to put it down and not do it, but then you just, if you have it, you're going to do it. I mean, you can't just let it sit there. I mean, that's when I knew I was out of control.
Day to day, you think, well, perhaps things will be better tomorrow. They don't get better tomorrow. And you come to know this, that you can't help them, and they can't help themselves. They have to have professional help, and you have to find it for them.
After 6 weeks of treatment, Susie is going home.
You made a lot of progress these last couple of weeks. You know, I'm real proud of you. I really am. You went through your ups and downs. You left treatment. You came back. You relapsed. Got back on track. You know, everything bad is out there for you if you use again. You need to stay clean. You can do it. I really have faith.
I love you. Good luck.
The struggle with crack doesn't end with treatment. A kid's chances of staying off the drug are less than 50%.
You got any words of assurance?
No. Like what? I'll be good.
The kid comes home, and then the hard part starts.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Take care, baby.
Bye.
Take care.
I'll call for
Good. You just hope and pray to God they're going to make the right choice.
Across this county, crack is moving beyond the inner city into quiet residential neighborhoods.
The door's open. The door is open. The door is open. Let's rock and roll. No! Please, stay hard! Please, stay hard!
All the way on the ground. Get on the ground. Right now. All the way down.
Please! Everybody get down here! Down! Now! On your face! Down! Down! Down!
Clear in here.
God damn.
House is secure.
Well, they're selling rock out of this place, right?
I have no idea.
They're selling rock out of this place, right? Yeah, got. Yeah, pipe. Is this yours?
It's everybody's.
What do you mean it's everybody?
It's everybody.
Including you. How many? You're pregnant?
Yeah.
How many months pregnant are you?
3.
3 months pregnant. How long have you been smoking rock?
About 8 or 9 months.
Don't you know what it's going to do to your child? Your child's going to be born with a cocaine habit.
I have been trying to stop, okay? I've slowed down a lot. But it's not just something I can just stop and do right then and there, you know? I'm sorry. I'm not like everybody else. I just can't go and stop.
10 nice houses on the street and one house that's creating all the problems, and everyone else just can't put up. They only put up with it so long, and then they either they just want to sell and get out, or they want to burn the place down. Of course, we can't let them burn the place down, but that's just how frustrating it gets for them. And it's frustrating for us.
Last year, JJ was a champion surfer. Today, he's fighting a battle against crack.
Within 4 months, I went from smoking it once or twice a week to smoking it every day on the hour. As much as I could get constantly. I didn't care about anything or anyone.
You know, we used to go a couple weekends a month, and no problems at all. Jay was always here at the house by himself, you know, and now it's like you don't even go to the grocery store without taking him, and it's terrible. And maybe, you know, things will get better further along as he goes, but, I mean, I'm babysitting a 16-year-old again.
He actually robbed his own parents, robbed his own household, and he had no control over himself, none.
look at this. This is a really nice part of town right there on the other side of that. And over here's a nicer part, too. That's Skyline Drive, and this is Sugar Hill. But this road right through here divides them both. It's drugs. Most everyone that lives back here sells it or smokes it. The code to get this stuff here, if they're not standing out here, you just pull up and flash your lights just past this house right here. Pull up and flash your lights. They come out, and right there. And they sell this stuff to you, and then they talk to you, and you take off. You know, sometimes even a song will remind me of it, because that's something I listened to when I was doing it or on my way there. And I'll be going to sleep, and I'll feel like real tight in my stomach and like a real like kind of nauseous feeling. And then I'll just, you know, grit my teeth and just go to sleep and forget about it, block it out.
You might as well take a gun and put it to these kids' head and say, hey, let's play a good game of Russian roulette, because you don't know when the next hit you take is going to be the last one.
Stuff's terrible, man. There's nothing you can do about it. You try it twice in your history. Gone.
I think our government should associate drug dealers as sort of domestic terrorists and treat them accordingly, because that's all they're doing. They're terrorizing neighborhoods. They're taking control of neighborhoods. They're taking control of people's bodies, people's minds, people's children, and I think we've got to get tough.
To close a crack house, the police need evidence.
Who they selling for?
They sell for a guy named Ace.
Ace?
Uh-huh.
All right, you can buy a $10 piece out there, right?
Yeah.
The police are using an informant to make a buy from a crack house.
Places that we can go afterwards. Normally, what I want you to do is I want to carry this purse like you normally do.
Yeah.
Inside of it this time is a transmitter. So when you're talking to the guy, you know, hold it up close. You don't have to swallow it, but just kind of hold it up in the vicinity of his face.
Right.
So maybe we can get some good audio on this on the tape, okay? Okay. It's turned on now. All you gotta do is keep it in there. And if you want to put your money in that side, you can do that and just fold it over like this. Let me give you some money. Mary, you want to take the serial number down on this? But if you can, make the buy out of the place, okay? That's what we want to try and do, is make it right out of the place, not on the sidewalk, okay?
All right.
Let's see if you can get lucky today.
Okay, thank you, Miss Queen.
Right there, sorry, right there.
I did it in the yard. In the yard with Queen.
That's
with
okay.
Queen. Here it is.
That's a nice piece.
It's big.
$10. All right, good
Does she
deal.
have more on her now?
Yeah.
Outside in the yard?
She got him in a bra.
Now, I'm sure I look in the room and everybody's been to Queenie Stretch's house before. We're going to arrest her for sale of cocaine. Maybe we'll go up to Division, go to 11th Street, come down 11th Street, west on 11th Street to Douglas, come along straight up, and we need just to stop the same place we always stop, right here on next to the rear of the place. But we'll play that one by ear as we go in, but we're going to be careful, because if they're in there smoking rock, you know how those people are, okay?
What's the door look like? What's the door look like? All right? Give me here. I got we know that, Queenie.
You're under arrest.
For what?
Sale of cocaine. Don't worry about it. Bring me a hand. Oh, look at this.
What you got?
Some money in his shoe.
Bingo.
This is the 6th time the police have arrested Miss Queenie.
The people we are dealing with all the time are the same people over and over and over again. 90% of the people that we arrest have been arrested numerous occasions before. I think there's no deterrent involved in the system. It's so economically feasible for these people to go out and sell rock cocaine and make hundreds and thousands of dollars a week from this.
But it is frustrating to have guys miss supper with their kids at night or miss their kid in a play because he's out here arresting these assholes. just to find out that the guy goes to jail for 30 days. You know, when you look back and say, hell, I would have rather been at the ballet watching my daughter dance than, you know, catch hell from mom and miss the show for a guy going to jail for 30 days.
These undercover officers, equipped with a hidden camera, are attempting to buy crack in Riviera Beach.
Ain't you dimes? A couple dimes?
Don't come out here no Pee Wee Hermans either. Bullshit. Don't come out here no Pee Wee Hermans. Y'all can want the white boys, I know better. What you got? Now you can take my money.
Oh man, ain't nobody gonna take this hot right here. One of those man from the brain dope. You gotta fix the money first.
Money, right. Money,
you gotta fix the money before you get
shit
the price.
is there. Let me see the package.
Let me see what you got, man.
That ain't no bullshit.
Let me see the money.
You see the motherfucking money?
Right here.
You got the money?
Oh! Give it up, bitch. Don't give up that money, ho. Give up that money, ho. Give up that money, bitch. Give up that money. If you pocket the money, get out, bitch. Get out. That's all I got, man.
We got robbed! We got robbed!
By nightfall, the cops are outnumbered in neighborhoods throughout the city, and the streets belong to the dealers.
This drug is a killer. It makes you want and want and want and want. You can never get enough of it. It always makes you want. And you think you had enough, but your body says, I want more, and I want more. And your mind says, I gotta get more, and you're gonna get more. Regardless of how you have to do it, you get it. Whether you have to rob, steal, kill, whatever, you're gonna get it. In a way, I wish crack can go away, and in a way, I wish it doesn't. I wish it can go away because of the killing it's doing, and then again, I wish it can stay because of the money it's making. I've made quite a bit of money in the drug game, and it's done a lot for me. It's put a car, it's got me a car, it's got me an apartment, and it's just got me things I needed. See, in the drug game, $10 can bring you 20. 20 can bring you 40, because you can buy it and cut it up and sell it again. It's just that simple. If you want to go out and work for somebody and make $3.75, $4 an hour, and when you could be out on the street making $100, $200, $300 a day, hey, if you think about it, that would convince you to go into the drug game.
Okay, go.
Test positive on it.
Quite frankly, we can make 100 arrests here in a week, and there'll be 100 other people dealing the next couple of days. So you have to constantly do an action, constantly put them in jail, and constantly try to slow it down. As far as stopping it, I wish I had the answer to that. I don't think we're going to stop it. It's funny because I've worked narcotics myself since 1970. I've been a policeman for going on 19 years. And my son is currently in the Palm Beach County Jail, and he does crack. And it's sad and it hurts me because I can put people in jail, and I can do my job, and I couldn't even help my own son.
All right, gentlemen, it's that time. That time. Rise and shine, Barry. Dang! Welcome back, my man.
With crack, everybody's kid is at risk. Treatment centers can't meet the demand, and the age of kids looking for help keeps dropping.
These kids have no idea what they're doing. They don't have that base knowledge to understand what crack cocaine will do to them physically and psychologically, and that they're always going to be addicted to crack cocaine for the rest of their lives. That feeling will never go away. That's something that the memory will never erase, and that child's going to need every bit of help that they can get.
I took a hit, and that was it. I knew it. I called in to where it was my first day at this new job, and I called in. I said, I won't be working with you. I was just like, I'm not going to be able to work for you. And I couldn't.
Like, we do it, like, all night, and then we pawn stuff for it. We got my mom's gold and stuff like that, and pawned stuff for it, and that's bad. That's real bad. And the person we did it with, he pawned, like, his stereo and everything in his car and his
class ring, and all our gold we pawned. Our friends took us and locked us in their house, wouldn't let me out. They said I wasn't going out anymore because we'd go do more. And we were fighting it every step of the way the whole night through. It was the last night I did it. And if it wasn't for them, I'd probably still be doing it. I know I'd still be doing it.
People talk about it, and then you think about it, and then you want it because they talk about how good it is,
yeah.
And then you want it.
So it's going to be hard. School's going to be hard.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to school because it's scary, because there's a lot of drugs in school. A lot of drugs at school.
I was in a crack house, and I was there for about 5 or 6 hours, and then some girl came in, and she had just sold the VCR. She came in with about 220 pieces, and she started smoking, and she went into a seizure, and she died right there, and she dropped everything, and everyone ran, and they left their rocks there, and I stayed in there. I was scared. I didn't know what to do, so I grabbed her watch and all her rocks, and I left.
The drugs and the armed robberies and the murders and the rapes and the prostitution and all that, and that's the element that he's involved with, and that certainly isn't where he's been brought up.
The pull of the drug is so strong, I guess, that these kids think they're invincible, and they're just, before they know it, they're gone.
I eventually started selling. People would come up to me, and I was working for, big-time people.
I'd say at least 20 of his friends have been affected by it. That's a lot of children. Now, if that's going to happen, in 3 months you're going to have that many kids go down the tubes. What's happening everywhere with it? It's scary. And I'm sorry, but a 15-year-old child or 11-year-old, there's kids that are 11 years old on this. How can that child deal with a mental craving?
You stay up at night thinking about the things you've done and things that could have happened. You're always thinking about it. Sometimes start shaking.
Before this, I would say that Barry wouldn't have been able to accomplish anything he put his mind to. He's quick. He's intelligent. He's very clever. And it's just a matter of getting over this. Hopefully he can.
The last 3 years of my marriage, my husband was on crack or whatever they call it, and it destroyed us because, my kids, they would see him doing it. I was at work, and they would call me saying Daddy was in the bathroom smoking cocaine, and they would see him cut it up and put it on a can and could tell me every procedure it was to do it with, And finally, like my son, he just lost all respect for him. And then the kids, they were afraid to sleep at night. I got to the point where I was afraid to sleep. He would pawn everything I had. He would steal my money. I was really basically taking care of the whole family. Avery was selling crack for somebody. He would take my money to buy the rock, to split it, to make more money. I told him, I said, hey, you don't bring that stuff in my house because I'm going to call the police on you myself. I can't hardly cope with it because I don't understand why he gets into it. I mean, family, go be church family, we're a close family. Hey, I'm a living witness. I know what it can do as far as the family is concerned, to tear you apart.
The town of Loxahatchee is in a rural part of Palm Beach County. Yet, like in many other towns in rural America, crack has found its victim.
You can't stop it, If you tell yourself you're just going to do this hit and that's it, you can't. It's just, you just can't. I don't know. It's like your body's actually telling you need it to live.
How do you tie down a 16-year-old? It's impossible, even when you're out in the country and you're 20 miles away from the closest dealer. If they have a way to get the drugs, to use the drugs, they're going to do it. And I've known him to walk from here to try to get into town, to get to the drugs.
you'd feel like you actually would do anything for it. I mean, you would look at somebody and you would say to yourself, okay, would I kill this guy for another hit? And you'd say, yeah.
I think the worst time of all this is just not knowing of where your son is at any time of the day, not knowing what he's doing or what he's up to, what could he be up to, what kind of danger he's into.
I remember I stole my mom's Visa card, and I kept withdrawing and withdrawing and withdrawing until my mom's checking account was bounced. It's kind of scary when I think about how I would feel if my son did that to me. If I had a wish, I'd wish to go back to where I was about 9 and just start all over.
It's just unbelievable how he has turned from a darling little boy into this monster that has been created in the last 3 years. It's unbelievable what this drug has done to him and to us. It's just totally wiped us out.
After being in and out of treatment, Stephen has been arrested for stealing his parents' van to go and buy crack.
This is on Stephen Powell, Judge.
Are you Mr. and Mrs. Powell?
Yes, sir.
And you're Stephen, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see, according to this, the police spotted your car at Keys Lounge with a prostitute getting into it, so they checked out the license number, came back stolen. So they arrested you. Then they claim while your father was at the hospital for treatment, you took the car. They have you charged here with illegally using your father's car. Mr. and Mrs. Powell, do you have any special concerns or anything that you want to mention?
He can't do anything as long as he's got this drug problem. His brain is just not with him. It's overpowered him. He's powerless to control his actions towards the drug. And this last time he was in treatment cost us $11,000. He was home a week and a half, and he's right back on the streets again.
Okay, well, look, you'll have to stay at the detention center until next court hearing.
That's it, Stephen.
That's about it, I guess.
Don't you start crying. I'll lose it if you start. First an elevator part.
After spending 10 days in jail, Stephen is back in court.
Could I ask the judge something?
Yeah, sure.
We had wanted to ask the judge, with his permission, if we could take Stephen home at this time. He's already seen Ann Scorch over at the data center. She has agreed to take him in one day this week. If he completes his program and behaves himself, we would like to drop the charges.
I don't mind releasing you, but you got to understand the situation. If you leave home or get in any further trouble, then it'll just be that much tougher for you. As far as I'm concerned, this is a test to see how you do over the next few days.
I understand.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's going to do it. I can see it in his eyeballs, right?
Yeah. Sure. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength, and we really need to have that at this time. Well, I went to bed about 10. And I kissed Stephen goodnight, and I says, what time are you going to go to bed? And he says, I'll go to bed about 11 or when the tape is over. I says, okay, fine. So I went to bed, and all of a sudden, about 11 o'clock, I just jumped up and yelled, Stephen! And ran out to the living room, and the TV was on, and ran to his bedroom. His bed hadn't been slept in, and Lenny come running out of the bedroom, and he says, what's the matter? What's the matter? And I says, the truck is gone. He says, oh, Jesus. So he says, check your keys. So that's the first thing I did was look for my purse, and the keys were gone.
He must have taken them keys before I even went to bed, because I'd have heard him.
We've been out ever since. What is it now, about 2?
He broke probation. As far as I know, they'd try him as an adult now. And we don't want that. And all I want to do is try to find a
on our own.
Wait a minute, is that it, honey?
That bumper vent?
That's it. That's it. That's our truck. That's our truck.
That's it.
That's our truck.
Pull him over. You can spot a cop. Is that Stephen in the middle?
That's our truck, and they're ducking. And that's them son of a bitches. Where's my son? God, where's he at? Don't lose them bastards. Whatever you do, don't lose them. Don't lose them. Don't lose them. Get them, son of a bitch. Jason, hurry up. Bastards. God, I wish I had a gun. My poor baby.
Wheels?
Keep after him.
Don't pull him over.
Don't lose one. There he goes.
Right there to the left, ain't it?
Where? See, bitches. You think Steven's in there?
Where the hell's Stephen?
There he is. There he is.
What the hell's the matter with you? What happened to you? You gone nuts? Yeah. I'm so sorry, Mom. I'll kill every son of a bitch in there. Christ.
Thanks, man. Why are you doing this to me? What is the matter with you? You know that
You're nuts.
Go.
What the hell are they doing driving this fucking thing?
The next day, the police raid the crack house where Stephen was found.
These people who are the dealers have found something which is great for them. They can take a kilo of cocaine and make so much cocaine ruck out of it that it makes so much more profit than when they used to sell grams. And they can give it, and it's easy to get rid of, and they can sell it out on the street corner where they didn't used to sell it out on the street corner. The demand is so great that it just spreads like wildfire.
Come on, man. Come on, man. This side. Hey! No, come on, man. Come on. This side.
The people we see selling crack on the streets are increasing. It's on the rise and continues to rise. I don't see in the near future how it's going to slow down.
March 20th, 1989, Stephen was readmitted to a drug treatment center. 10 days later, he ran and was back out on the street. 4 weeks later, he was arrested for a felony possession of crack.